Man, these games are damn old. Wheel of Fortune, Super Punch-Out, Asteroids for the Atari 2600? Huh. Hold on, what's this? I vaguely remember this game for some reason. Deja vu, I suppose?
Angelo, can we get the selected suggestion Master Chief helmet, please?
Anthony, we're only here to buy a new TV for Christ's sakes. I don't want my house to look like some nerd's room in their mom's basement.
Come on, Angelo. This will look really cool in your house.
Angelo's right. We should buy a new TV since you threw your Xbox controller at the old TV. Also, you have to pay for it.
Fuck you, Nivlak. I'm not buying the TVs.
Yes you are, fat ass. If it weren't for your gamer rage, we would have been at my apartment room watching TV. Anyways, I'm considering buying a video game console. What are you buying, Angelo? This game, for the Sega Genesis. I kinda remember playing it at some point in my life.
Hurry up, guys, I have to open up shop in 20 minutes.
Okay, Brain Daniel, jeez, like, goddamn. Guys, let's find a TV and head up because Brain Daniel's so-called business will shut down. Thanks for helping me.
I got to go bathroom. Chori!
Well, okay, well anyways, thank you guys for helping me out.
The TV I bought fucking sucks! It's not even HD! It has those stupid AVI outputs! What kind of games am I supposed to play whenever I come over?
Well, here's my question. When are you ever going to be not grounded for once in your life? You should probably stop getting into trouble and whatnot.
Angelo, that science experiment was an accident!
By enlarging spaghetti strings and setting your school on fire? Okay, pal. Anyways, here is the money for you guys. Get something nice for yourselves, will ya?
I can't wait to get my very own DS.
I'm most likely going to walk to my local grocery store to grab myself a family-sized Doritos bag of Mountain Goose.
Well, okay, I guess. Anyways, take care, you guys. Sonic. You love him, you hate him. He's still out there starring in merchandise, posters, fan art, movies, I think. But the most prominent media Sonic usually stars in are video games. Though the Sega Genesis was a success when it was released to compete with the NES, it didn't stand up so well against the Big N's next juggernaut, the Super Nintendo. Sega needed a killer app, something to make their 1989 console stand out. The one route Nintendo never dreamed of. Being really edgy. They got to work on creating a cool, new mascot, a spiky blue hedgehog named Sonic. They marketed his games using some nonsense, blast processing jargon, and allowed more mature games like Mortal Kombat to be playable on their system, uncensored mind you. The main selling point of the console, to many anyway, was Sonic. He's fast, he goes through loop-de-loops. The marketing for this mascot did so well because Sega wanted Sonic to be this cool, badass motherfucker who can outrun Mario, the lasagna eating fat ass. And I gotta say, these games are wicked. Level design is top notch, the controls feel so natural. It's hard but fair at the same time, despite the fact that the first two games don't have a save feature. I can imagine kids playing Sonic 1 and 2, getting pissed off when they get a game over. Shit was brutal, but these games made Sonic so iconic. Sonic has had a rocky transition into 3D. Not every classic Sonic game was so iconic, albeit. There was this really weird and obscure game I discovered when it was available on the Wii's Wii Shop channel, and I blindly picked it up thinking that I would have fun with it. Until I actually played the game, I was really confused. It didn't really feel like a 3D game, but rather it was more of an isometric platformer. If that makes any sense at all. The visuals took inspiration from Donkey Kong Country and the gameplay from Sonic Labyrinth. Who remembers that game? I sure don't. This game wasn't developed by Sega themselves, but a British company called Traveller's Tales. Yeah, these guys will go on and make the LEGO games of today. And this game will be the last Sonic game for the Genesis because the 3D age was coming fairly soon. And so Sega kinda just focused on Sonic X-treme for the Saturn until that got cancelled. Fun fact, one of the designers of X-treme actually had to go to the hospital due to distress while working on the game. Now, that doesn't really sound fun, am I right? Alright, I want to get to the review, so I suppose we'll start off with the story. Basically, Eggman discovers the Flickies in an alternate dimension. Yeah, the bird things. And he uses them to travel through large rings. So he puts them into his little robotic minions so they can help him find the Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, no kidding. Then Sonic finds out and you pretty much get the whole, premise. Graphics in this game are pretty much in the same vein as Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario RPG. Using 3D models and compressing them into sprites, giving the whole game that 3D feel and making it look kinda like Fallout. It does its job honestly, making everything easy to identify and to see Bandix clearly, so I really have nothing to complain here. The gameplay of this game is, something. I kinda like it, but don't like it at the same time. Because in order to progress the game, you have to collect these bird things called Flickies, the bird things I mentioned from before. Here's my first gripe with the game so far. There was no mention of these things in the title, at least in my region. And I legit thought they were supporting characters, kind of like those alien floaty things from Sonic Colors. But nope, they are the main core of the game. You pretty much collect them all in each level by destroying Eggman's baddies to progress to the next act. I hate to be that guy, but the game should have been called, I don't know, Sonic and the Flickies or something. Actually, I just remember something. The version in Europe is actually called Sonic 3D Flickies Island. Now that's a better title in my opinion, but now I'm getting sidetracked. At least the ring system is still in the game, so that's cool I suppose. So, we already got the bird part out of the way, but how does Sonic control in these levels? Or better yet, how are you supposed to pull off by translating the 2D aspect of the first 3 Sonic games to 3D? I guess in a way it works, but it was executed poorly in terms of control. You know how you can gain momentum in the 2D games and how fluid and satisfying Sonic feels? In this game, it kinda feels the total opposite of that. Yes, you do gain momentum, but the friction is so fucking awful that you're riding on a shopping cart on ice. Basically the cars in Grand Theft Auto 4. When you're trying to stop, Sonic just skids all over the place like he's slipping cat piss. This is especially hard when you're trying to collect the Flickies or rings, when there are enemies in the way, but what's worse is when Sonic gets hit by a fucking baddie, you lose all your Flickies and you have to try to get them all back, which is irritating to do because they all bounce around like a bunch of retards. Am I allowed to say that on a YouTube video in 2019? Is that allowed? I'm keeping that in, I don't give a shit. The best part of this is that if the Flickies themselves get hit, they'll stop following you, or you drop them. I don't know how to describe it, but play the game yourself. So, you have to tread carefully basically. And that's, if you want to play this game, just be careful what you do or how you move. The controls are fucking horseshit. Some of the levels, however, are actually really good. They offer gimmicks in each level, not making the whole experience horseshit and repetitive, such as these little spinny thingies making Sonic spin around, similar to the spin dash but for breaking pillars. Moving platforms making the game fairly challenging, icy floors making them slippery to walk on, and much more. The only level I hate is Spring Stadium Zone. It took me an hour to finish because I had no idea where to go, and the level gave me motion sickness so badly that I had to take a break from the game. This whole level is a mess, but both Green Grove Zone and Volcano Valley Zone are total cakewalks. Green Grove Zone being your average, Green Hill Zone-esque stage, and Volcano Valley Zone being such a breeze. If you pick up the red shield thing, you can pretty much bypass through lava hazards. I don't know, hazards. Lava hazards, doesn't matter. They're hazards at the end of the day. The level design is pretty average at best, but I really wish they could have done more like they did in Panic Puppet Zone, where the flickies were trapped in these glass containers. I like that. The bosses too. Some of them are like, what the hell am I supposed to do? But some of them can be fun. You fight Eggman in different variations, making them not feel the same, not flickies involved. It's just the Blue Burr versus Eggman and that's it, keeping the Sonic formula intact. My throat's fucking killing me, dude. You have no fucking idea. The music complements the level nicely, making each of them memorable. The reason why I said that is because some of the music were actually remixed for another game, Sonic Adventure.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah! Something bugging you? That's a Chaos Emerald. It's harder for us to get to the bridge.
I hate it when he doesn't listen.
I noticed some songs when I first heard them in its 16-bit glory, and honestly, I listened to them again because the soundtrack of Sonic 3D Blast was well done, so I really have no complaints. And finally, we come to the end of the game. Wait a minute. What the fuck? This isn't the end? I have to get all of the Chaos Emeralds? Well, fuck me. I thought Tails and Knuckles were in the levels as cameos, but nope. No. They actually send you to these special stages like the ones you see them in the first 3, for a fee that is. Once you collect all of the Chaos Emeralds, you're in the final fight with Eggman. This boss fight can fuck off. It's hard. That's all I can say, it's hard. You only have a few rings to spare because this boss fight isn't really fair. Hey, that rhymed. Once you die, you go back all the way to the start. Now imagine being a kid and playing through this level with no save states. Yes, I've played this game with save states. Leave me alone. And hanging on to dear life, not getting your ass kicked by Eggman, because when you lose all of your lives, it's game over. You start from the beginning. No continues, no second chances. You have to go through all of that bullshit again, and it fucking sucks dick. Like holy shit, it's like watching a fucking rant video from 2016. After beating Eggman for the final time, you are greeted with this alternate ending where Sonic saved all of the flickies and peace returned to the island. And yeah, that was Sonic 3D Blast. I gotta say, Sonic 3D Blast was at best an okay game. If it weren't for the music and level design, kind of, the game would be, you know, mediocre at best. But Traveler's Tales did put a lot of effort into this game while having the helping hand from Sega, and I really do appreciate that. They knew what they were making, but the controls made my experience crappy. Believe me, it was crappy at first. But I got used to it for a while, so it wasn't that bad? Like Stoken Reviews said, if they remove the flickies, this will be an okay Sonic game. Is it as good as Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3? No. Would you play this game as your first Sonic game? Certainly not. I suggest playing 2 because that's the best Sonic game, hands down in the entire series. And I'll be getting angry comments, like, you know, in a few days. Or 3 if you can handle restarting over again, considering it has a save feature. If you want to play a 3D Sonic game, play these instead. If you're planning to play Sonic 3D Blast though, I suggest playing the Saturn version if you can get it, or the PC version, which pretty much enhances the graphics and soundtrack altogether, making the game a little better than the Genesis version. Or if you're itching to play the Genesis version, grab the Director's Cut, released by the game's programmer by the name of John Burton, who went out of his way to tweak the game to make it more playable by adding in more content and fixing some of the problems the game has been heavily criticized on. So yeah, that was my review of Sonic 3D Blast. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, I guess like, maybe not, I don't know. So, okay, thanks, bye. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh!